Hey YouTube family, how are you doing? Welcome to the Gear Cave. We're not going to solve the world's problems, but maybe through the love of guitars and gear, we'll make it just a little bit more tolerable to live in. Let's go check out some gear. Well, today we are checking out a guitar amp, a tube amp that fits in this box. Just landed. Bantamp mini tube amp by Joyo audio. You guys have seen this all over YouTube. I was just too curious. I had to find out for myself. So because I'm a quilter guy, right there, the Superblock UK is my go-to amp. I thought this green one back here in the background might be interesting. See how close to Vox-ish tones we can get with it. See how it sounds in different speaker cabs, and see if we can run it through an FRFR as well. This was from Amazon. I paid for it, so I don't mind telling you the truth. But the box is pretty wrecked. It almost looks like this may have been opened before. I don't know. Well, we have a user manual. I don't think we'll need that. We have a guitar cable here, which we won't need. We're just going to need this power cable. Yeah, and then definitely need that. And the amp isn't even as big as this box. Look at this thing. This thing is tiny. Look at that. Little tiny tube in the background. Now this is Bluetooth as well, which is interesting, right? You can jam along. Very simple. Gain, tone, volume, power on, power off. You have clean and overdrive, and then you have Bluetooth on or off. Power cable plugged in the wall. Goes in here. This goes back here. Speaker output right here. Going to my homemade cab with a Jensen P10R speaker in it. Speaker output goes in here. We have an effects return on the back of this. And we have headphones out. Should power on. Yep. Guitar cable goes in here. Got a typical Telecaster. This one's a Shiji brand. Going to start with the gain right up and down on the clean setting. Bring the volume up to half. These are 20 watt amps apparently. Not very loud. Very bright. Wow, that's bright. Oh man. Okay. Moving nothing. Let's flip this to the dirty channel. Some nice articulation there. Back to clean. Quite a volume drop. Let's see what we can get here if we just turn the volume 3/4 of the way. Still not very loud. I have trouble to believe this is 20 watts. Let's try dialing some treble down. Treble off. Little dull there. thin. So, all right, let's crank the gain on the clean channel. See what that gives us. Not much. A little bit of saturation there. Interesting. Yeah. It's nothing to write home about, but it's a nice little amp. Let's see what this sounds like through some pedals. I'm going to plug those pedals in through this. So, I guess there's no standby, so we'll just turn the volume down. And I'll make a little switch here. Just getting back from the cottage, so don't mind the bare feet. It was sandal day at the beach. Alright. Let's get a nice bass tone. I'm going to crank this gain up. And the volume, I don't know. Take this tone down a bit. A little bit of grit there. It's not too bright. Light gain stage. Heavier. Wow, this thing handles drive like a champ. Heavier gain stage. Jeepers, that's pretty wicked. And I got like some heavy gain here. Holy smokes. Let's switch this to the dirty channel. Let's crank this gain up. So the overdrive channel gets darker. So then you can actually, crank this tone control knob a bit. Very responsive tone control knob. Let's crank the gain and see what we get here. Very dark. Anything past 12 o'clock is, to me, with the telly anyway, pretty useless. It's just way too thin and too ear piercing. Let's take this gain down just a bit. Still nice and quiet. Not too much noise coming from that. Through these again. Light gain stage. Oh, that sounds good. Second gain stage. Third gain stage. Hugging. Not bad at all. Let's see if we can get this thing through an FRFR unit. So I got this long headphone-ish cable. Got to unplug the speaker cable from the back. We're going to plug this into the headphones. Go. And then plug a 1/4 inch size jack. There we go. We'll run that to the back of the FRFR and see what happens. All right, let's see if we have any sound. Oh, it's very quiet. Why is that? Barely any output. All right, so I have this cable. It's stereo on this end, like for headphones out, but then it's mono on this end. So let's see if that makes a difference. Oh, there we go. Now I can tell just by touching that volume. Yep. So let's go on the clean side first. Definitely not as bright as going through a speaker cab, but definitely works now. Let's try the gain side. That's going to be thicker. That's full gain. Quite a difference with the tone going from a guitar cab to an FRFR speaker. Drive. First gain stage. Second one. Wow. Third one. So you could line this out to your soundboard if you wanted to gig with it and not just put a mic in front of your speaker cabinet. but it's definitely noisier. Or maybe it's just this brand of cable, but I'm pretty sure this brand of cable was a pretty high quality one as far as a 1/8 inch stereo to a mono 1/4 inch goes. So you can't use stereo to stereo, it just doesn't work. Let's see what this thing sounds like with a 12 inch guitar speaker. This is my modified Laney 212 cab. And why I say it's modified is because the Laney speakers are gone. And in the back of this thing, I have Celestion Alnico Gold speaker and a Warehouse guitar speaker Black Hawk. Both are 50 watts, both are Alnico, and each of these speakers is wired to its own jack. So this is not a 212 cab, it's got 212s in it, but it's an individual speaker. And the reason I wired it that way is because on my big pedal board, I have a Quilter Superblock UK and a Quilter Superblock US. I run each amp to one of these speakers when I use this cabinet. As far as the little Joyo amp goes, we'll try it in the gold and we'll try it in the Blackhawk. All right, going to go back to the clean channel. I'm going to leave the gain at 3 o'clock, tone straight up and down. Volume will start at like 10 o'clock. And this is currently going through the Alnico Gold. So we'll see what that sounds like. Ooh, that's not bad at all. Let's crank the volume up a bit. Very Vox-ish. Try the high gain, same settings, just bring the volume down a little bit. Ooh, very thick. Add some tone. I like it. Let's try the Blackhawk speaker, shall we? All the settings the same, just the Blackhawk. Oh, that's a different tone again. A little bit more dirt with the Blackhawk speaker. Give it a little bit more tone, a little bit more volume. I like it. Try the clean setting. Keep those exact same settings, just maybe up the volume a little bit. Very nice clean tone. You gotta get one of these, use a 12-inch speaker. Let's try some gain stages with the 12-inch. Light gain. Heavier gain. Heavier gain yet. gold, shall we? Nico Gold has more mid-range bite. First gain stage. Second gain stage. A little heavier. And some high gain. So, the Joyo Bantamp Green. This model is called the Atomic, and it's basically a replica of the British or Vox-ish tones. I found playing through the 10-inch speaker cab, very harsh sounding. Now that could be the speaker, of course, but that speaker, like I said, is a Jensen P10R speaker, which you would find in a Fender Pro Junior amplifier. With this thing in the room, to my ears, it was a little bit harsh, to the point where the tone control had to be way below 12 o'clock. With the 12-inch speakers, the tone control could be almost at 3 o'clock, and it wasn't hard on the ears at all. Lots of volume. However, there's a big difference between the clean and the dirty channel on this amp. The dirty channel has a lot more output, I guess maybe because the gain is affected more. If I was going to use it, I'd probably just leave it on the overdrive channel and run my gain between 2 and 3 o'clock, and then just adjust my tone as necessary for the guitar I'm using, and then set my volume for what I need it to be. I want to run pedals with this because it's a pretty dry sounding amplifier. Not a whole lot of warmth to it from what I heard in the room, but then again, I was using a Telecaster. They're known to be a little, a little brighter, a little punchier than maybe a guitar that you would be using at home. That's why reviews of this stuff online is kind of pointless, really, because your application is probably going to differ greatly than mine or than the other guy who's reviewing this. But one thing that's the same for everybody is going to be the construction, and that is good. Joyo is typically a good product. There's no major issues with the Joyo branded stuff. They seem to be pretty good to deal with. Well, I don't know if it's them or Amazon, but I've never had a problem with Joyo products that I purchased through Amazon. And here where I live, that's the only place where I can get Joyo products. Would I recommend this? If you're wanting a tube amp, if there's something about the fact of a tube that you like and you don't want to spend the big bucks, yeah, this is good. But as far as I'm concerned, this is not worth $200. Personally, at the $200 level, for me in Canada, I would want to see a digital reverb knob here, at least a digital reverb knob. Everything else, it's good. The headphone jack is noisy, but I don't know if that was just maybe the cable I was using. But you could definitely line it out to a soundboard if you don't want to mic your cab, which is what I prefer personally. Minimal, it'll take 8 ohms, but it would run in 16 ohm speaker, but I would not run 4 ohms with this. We didn't test the Bluetooth feature. I don't know how clean the signal would be coming out of it. If you guys want to hear it, like in a jam track and maybe a guitar playing along, so if you were thinking about getting one of these for home practice, let me know. I'll do another video. I thought maybe the tube in this would be like an actual tube amp, but it really isn't. I didn't hear or feel that tube tone coming out of this. But, you know, I'm sure there's people that are going to tell me that I'm wrong. These Bantamps, man, they're great. Nope, Joyo's not paying me to do this. They don't know who I am, and I pay for my stuff. You guys let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I'll try and answer them. You guys take care. God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.